Now, you should be able to do this, catch this stream on YouTube now. And I'm just going to have a look to see if it's actually working. It wasn't earlier. Don't know why I sound a bit Australian. Yay! Right, movie chat. So it is now. We'll turn that down so I don't get the playback. There we go. Right, so we're now on YouTube and TikTok. If you're wondering what the YouTube channel is, it's Sci-Fi Fans, so exactly the same as it is here. Yeah, I've got one person watching, which is probably me. Yeah, so let's talk movies and stuff. Top Gear, Top Gun. The other one, Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, is releasing, and it's getting really good reviews. And I can understand why, because it's just probably it's more story focused rather than message focused, which is something that we've been missing in our movies. And I will be referring to stats and stuff on here. A couple of things going on with Marvel, I think. Talk about that. So yeah, this is just live stream to talk about movies and stuff, pop culture, anything you want to talk about connected to that lot. Sometimes these conversations drift onto football. Support Wycombe Wanderers. I know someone has to. Looking forward to the next season with trepidation, shall we say. So I can go cinema layout. I'm still learning my way around StreamYard as well. Now, it does appear to be a really good piece of kit, nice piece of software, very easy to use. Kind of. He says it's easy to use without knowing how to use it. So the off-screen Oracle won't be joining us tonight, which it might be a bit later on, but at the moment she's knackered. She went to Thorpe Park with the kids that she works with. She works in the school, and she's absolutely knackered. So let's have a look at how we can do this. So I'm on there, custom layout 1, present preset, settings. Now there is an option that allows me to share the screen. So this is on YouTube, of course. Anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that because I'm just going to jump straight on to movie news and Mission Impossible. Now this is part 2 in the Mission Impossible series. So let's pop it out of that one. Go up here. Mission Impossible. Yeah, I did mean Mission Impossible. Thank you very much for this wonderful keyboard. Dead Reckoning Part 1. So there's 7 Mission Impossible films. I haven't seen all of the Mission Impossible movies. So if you have, and you think they're all well worth a watch, then stick them in the box below. Now, what am I being told to swipe? Right. Swipe left to close. All right. Okay. Well, thank you for joining. So yeah, my intention with the channel going forward is to still do the trivia movies, trivia clips, but probably not as frequent because it is quite time consuming. I'm trying to get the sequel to my book sorted out, which is it's Broken Seas. Crossfire is the sequel. Is that the sequel? Look. That doesn't seem right. Is it It's Broken Ceasefire? Return Fire is the sequel. Thank you very much. It's just the beginning, really. I'm putting together a Marvel, Marvel City build, which I'm just starting on now. All right. So I have another writer then. Would you like to come and join us? We can talk about writing and stuff if you want. So I don't recognise the name, but I haven't been live on TikTok regularly. I did go live last week. So I had 2 weeks off of work last week and really kind of got my head back in the game really with regards to writing. Been carrying on with the sequel to my book. I'm probably about 15,000 words off from the finish, which is fantastic because I didn't think I'd get there. And now the story of the story, I done Broken Ceasefire many years ago, and just before COVID struck, I decided that I'd actually get it published and obviously do the promotion and everything. Then COVID struck, but the rest is history. While I was off with all the issues that had, I then joined a writing group, and we then wrote stories in like little competitions and stuff. It was in that time frame that the stories that I'd written, I realised I could write a lot more to make them 3 books instead of 2 books. So I've been concentrating on the second book for too long. I took the decision a couple of weeks ago to have time off from work and really concentrate on getting the sequel done. And as I say, I'm about 15,000 words from the end of it. The idea of coming live is to obviously engage with people that are interested in the content, and just really get a feel of how things are for other people, because it's quite difficult times at the moment with cost of living crisis. Cost of living crisis seems to be a little bit of a cliche at the moment, but it is a very real thing. I'm not going to deny it at all. I mean, I felt the pinch today. It's just cost me like 30 quid more today to do the week's shopping than what it did at the start of the year. So we've just got to find a way of coping with it, isn't we? It's just things, the world's gone bonkers. And that's why I think escapism in pop culture is important, because it keeps us sane. So, hi, Finch Unique. I'm not sure what you're saying there, I'm afraid. Yeah, so with the Lego is another project of mine that I've got going. I've got a YouTube channel for that, and that is Sci-Fi Fans Builds. The whole idea with that is just really for a bit of relaxation. Now, I'll be going live tomorrow on YouTube with Sci-Fi Builds, and I'm making the Monkey King mech, which is here. I've done the first bag and the first stage, which I have put over here. So that's the first stage of the build. I'll just flash that over to YouTube. So that's what I've made so far. Part 2 of this build will be going out on YouTube tomorrow on Sci-Fi Fan Builds. So again, just look us up on YouTube. I do need to sort out my link tree, or my link thing for TikTok, because it's well and truly out of date, and things have just changed and moved on. Went to Comic-Con last week, which was really good. Very disappointed Ernie Hudson didn't show up. Now, I did try and see him last year, paid for a diamond pass. It wasn't that expensive. I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it's one of the cheaper diamond passes. I thought that'd be guaranteed of actually meeting somebody from Ghostbusters and get a couple of bits of memorabilia signed. But he cancelled, so the diamond pass ticket rolled over to last week's event. And this was run by Showmasters. They do pretty good shows, to be honest. But the fact that Ernie Hudson was literally on all of the promotional stuff up until probably about 2 months ago, I got a little bit of a suspicion that he wasn't going to be showing. And sure enough, I got there last weekend and he was a no-show. So I was a bit disappointed in that. But then these things happen. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the rose. You don't have to send me send me gifts and stuff. It's not really. I appreciate it, but then I appreciate that these things cost money. So you don't have to send gifts. Don't feel obliged to. I generally switch them off actually when I'm on live, because I'd just rather you watch my videos. So yeah, I mean, best way to support the channel is just to watch the videos, leave a comment, like, share, and all that. That's really, and that doesn't cost you anything. But it does help the channel big time. Or join me on YouTube. I'm trying to grow Sci-Fi Fans on YouTube. I've got 450 followers on there, and if I can get that up to 500, then increase the watch time of the videos, then I can make money from advertising on that channel as well. And that's really the aim. Now, they have changed the monetization program on YouTube, from making it 1,000 subs and then something ridiculous like 4,000 watched minutes, which just sounds like a mountain to climb. So I did really focus on YouTube before I started TikTok. Then when things happened 18 months, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, then I concentrated on TikTok because I thought it was a new platform and just see how it goes. And I've had a relatively successful run with that. Can't complain. But we're not here to talk about me and my success. We're here to talk about films, aren't we? Mission Impossible. When does that come out? I should actually. Oh, the other thing you can do is grab the merchandise. Right, Mission Impossible. When is it due? Mission Impossible 7's on Netflix. Right. So I'm really rusty with this going live, YouTube, TikTok, the whole thing. Simon Pegg's done really well, hasn't he? He's been involved in all of the real big franchises, what with Star Wars, Star Trek, and now Mission Impossible. I can't wait for the Henry Cavill Gears of War stuff to start happening. Now the Witcher season 3 is out. It's not getting great reviews, and people are kind of accepting the fact that that's the end after season 3 of The Witcher. Nobody's going to be watching it, which is, I think, a shame for Chris Hemsworth, who is going to be taking over that title role. But then if you listen and read into what Henry Cavill has said about how they've treated him, how they've treated the source material, it's not really a surprise that he's leaving, because he is such a geek. Now, he loves Gears of War, as do I. And I've got some of my minifigs. Now, my army in Gears of War is Chaos. So that's one of my Space Marines. I have got, or I did have, where's he gone? A couple of Khorne Berserkers. Because if you're going to be into Chaos, you got to worship the Blood God. That is Khorne. Right, Deccan Part 1 official. Let's go to the official website, shall we? So yeah, we're in reject all. See, this is another thing, right? You go onto this website and they say, we respect your privacy. Okay, so why are you collecting so much data and adding all these cookies on my browser? If you respect my privacy, you wouldn't do that, would you? That's just me. Manage cookies. Reject all cookies. Yeah, don't want cookies. Go away. Now, there are some cookies that are very useful, such as the ones that keep your login details, but apart from that, no. Why do you need to be tracking? So they can make money off the back of that menu. Right, when is it out now? Go inside, I'll get the. So it's not released yet. It's on course though to make a substantial amount of money. It's definitely going to be reinvigorating the summer blockbuster. Right, Showtime's video synopsis. Well, let's read the synopsis, shall we? In Mission Impossible Day of Reckoning Part 1, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, and his IMF team embark on their most dangerous mission yet, to track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity. They're all pretty generic, aren't they? Every single film like this, there's always something that threatens humanity. And I believe it's actually going to be AI, which is adding a slightly different element to it, and it's quite topical, given the fact that everyone's concerned about AI at the moment, and quite rightly so. And so it's going to be Part 1. I would guess then that they've already filmed Part 2. I'd be surprised if they haven't. So no questions on YouTube. Okay. Now I'm going to try and get YouTube to cinema layout. Okay. Custom layout. No, don't want custom layout. That one. New layout. How do I present? Slides, video, share screen. That's what I wanted. Screen element is easier to, whatever. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Well, I've got a good computer. At least I have. It doesn't misbehave itself. Share screen. Select a window. There we go. Allow. Right. But hey, so if you're now watching this on YouTube, which nobody is, I've been able to share the screen. I'll be able to give a bit more visuals of what I'm looking at. Cool. So let me pop that to one side, and then we can go on to one of my favourite websites, and that's IMDb. I'll probably get done for copyright material or something on YouTube. You watch. IMDb. Right. Foundation. Has anyone watched Foundation season 1? Season 2 has just come out on Apple, and yeah, I've got to say it's a very unique story. Now, what they've done is it's spread out over many years, which can make it a little bit difficult to follow because of the time differences, which I kind of understand to a degree. Now, what they did was at the end of the first season, there was a crew that were leaving a particular planet, and then something happened on board the ship. So one of the passengers got ejected in a cryogenic chamber, and she then landed on like this water-based planet. And then many years later, I think one of her daughter finds her, but they're the same sort of age because obviously the mother's been frozen in cryogenics. The daughter's just grown up and found her. So it's interesting with what they're doing with it. Now, it's based on a series of books. I haven't read the books, and I couldn't tell you what the story or what the books are. It's a bit like Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time is also based on a series of very well-liked novels, but I haven't read them myself either. So I will be watching probably Foundation season 2. And if you watch it, then let me know what you think in the comments box, as always. So it has Gerard Harris, who's been in quite a few things. He's got one of those familiar faces. You look at him and think, yeah, I recognise you from somewhere, but what have I seen you in? So his career entails Foundation, American Dad, The Sea Beast, Morbius. Who's in Morbius? The Beast Must Die, Robot Chicken. That's funny, and I love the little clips of Robot Chicken where they come on and they just totally take a little bit of satire out of pop culture. Very good. Chernobyl, he was in that. Moonraker, the radio play. I didn't realise they'd done that. The Expanse, that is a fantastic series. If you haven't seen The Expanse yet and you really enjoy science fiction, then watch it. It's like Game of Thrones in space, but without half of the Game of Thrones stuff. And that's based on a series of 9 books so far. I think there's 9 books at the moment, and it is really good, to be honest. You got the guy of you got the commander that ends up being the commander of the Rosinante ship, and then they go on kind of like different missions and various things. It's given me a bit of inspiration for some stories that I'd like to tell with some of the characters in my universe. So he was also in Lincoln, Fringe, Sherlock Holmes, The Ward. It's been around for a little while, at least 20 years, going back into the 90s. 1989, the Rachel Papers. So that's where he started his career. The Woman in Men 2, In Love, There Are No Rules, 1991. Far and Away. Is that the one with Tom Cruise? Because that Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, yeah. So he was in Far and Away as well. Right. Yeah. So he has been around. Right, all mad G. Nice to meet you. Okay. We're a bit quiet tonight on comments, which is fair enough. As I say, these are just basically just chat and chill. Obviously, the more you guys interact with me, the better their lives are. That goes without saying. So, That's why I thought I would go on to YouTube as well. So I've been going for about 20 minutes on YouTube. Not bad. With one viewer, which is me. How sad is that? Yay. Smoky. Smoke. So he was born on August 24th in London, England, which I knew. Relatives, Jim Harris, sibling. Right, trivia. When asked what he was most proud of in his career, he answered with Mad Men 2007, The Crown 2016, and The Terror 2018. In a later interview, Harris also includes Chernobyl 2019, saying he might give the edge to Mad Men in 2007. Conversely, he has disavowed his involvement in Lost in Space because his voice was dubbed by another actor. I didn't realise that. So that's a little bit of movie trivia for you. I might do it in a video. Quotes, I've never lost an argument and my parents assumed I would be a lawyer. They cast me in that role. Nickname Hot Buns. And we'll make of that what we will. So, yeah, that was him. Let me just come back from I am conscious of shooting myself in the foot with YouTube by getting a copyright strike. Can't do that. Right. A little bit quiet tonight. Where should we go next? What should we do? What should we chat about? So one thing I have started, as I say, I've got a Lego YouTube channel, Sci-Fi Builds, and that just started off as something to relieve a bit of stress and tension. So I started building Lego and thought, well, I quite enjoy doing the YouTube videos as well, so I'll put those together and just make a bit of a hobby out of that. And that has really expanded because now not only have I got what you see here, I have got, get this the right way around. So that is a small selection of what I've got. Then on the other one, so yeah, this is roughly what we've got over here. And this is the start of a city that I'm going to be building. I've just got my base plates and stuff. So yeah, the idea being I'm going to have I've got base plates. Yeah. So the idea being I'm putting together the base plates and stuff, and then I'll transfer the buildings onto what they call mills plates, and they're like real thick base plates that you make up, but they're very sturdy and very strong. So once you put a building on top, like the Daily Bugle, you can actually lift the whole thing up by the base rather than be very careful as to what sections you pick up in case it breaks off in your hands. So I do that. Now the videos for that are a little bit more frequent than what they are on here at the moment. There is a monthly build that I do, and at the moment I'm building the Guardians ship. Then after that I'll be doing some Disney stuff as well. Now I've also been helped out by the off-screen Oracle. She's helping me build some of the content as well. She loves her Disney, so she's building the Disney stuff, we're recording it, and then I'm putting it together for a video. So I've focused more on that because I wanted to get that up and running about this time last year. So I started doing the Lego channel from November. It's growing steadily. I've got 160 followers on there at the moment, which is cool. The idea being that hopefully that channel will get to a point where it will pay for itself with the adverts. And as I say, so I've got three YouTube channels plus TikTok. The other two channels are obviously Sci-Fi Fans for movie trivia, and then I have a YouTube channel dedicated to my writing and the progress of being a self-published author. So that's that. This week, as I say, I have been spending time getting the sequel sorted and then putting together some content on here. This coming week, so from Monday, I will be focusing a bit more on YouTube, a bit more on TikTok, on this particular TikTok channel to give you your content on a more regular basis. As I say, apologies for letting the content slide, but I have been pretty busy, as you can tell or guess. But no, I mean, everything's going really well, and I'm going to try and go live once a week like this. And the next one that I do, I won't have the hassle with YouTube, because that's now sorted out. I can just go on there now and tell it what I'm doing, and it should accept it. Still no messages on YouTube, so nobody's watching on YouTube. Just a couple of people on TikTok. But to be honest, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have. I think anybody that does this and says that they don't want thousands of people watching their content, watching their lives, would be lying. That'd be great. But at the same token, I'm not that particularly big, and I don't go live that often, so I don't expect thousands of people. Just a small community. That's all we need. And then we can just chat about stuff. I mean, some of the channels that I follow on YouTube, they were only a couple of thousand strong when I was watching them, and a lot of them were commenting on pop culture and the demise of pop culture. So they were quite small when I was watching them, and some of them have now got hundreds of thousands of followers. So it is possible. It's just being able to dedicate the time. Are you okay, Oracle?
I'm right.
You're right. Okay. So yeah, that's where we're at. Now I'm going to be on for another couple of minutes, and then I'm probably going to call that it for this week. Next week, as I say, I'm going to have a bit more structure. This is just really me getting back into the getting back into the flow of doing lives again, and also dabbling with YouTube just to try and do a multi-stream. And so that's why I was a little bit late this evening. I'm going to try and go live 9 o'clock most Fridays, and just see what happens. So next week we'll probably run through the top 10 of films of the week. By then, can I have another one, please? Thank you. So yeah, by next week, Mission Impossible would have done. What was the reason why we can't? It's not to be quiet. User 8489324210584. Don't understand what you mean. So if you just let me know what you were trying to say there, maybe just break it down into one question, then I'll answer. So yeah, I'll go be on live a couple of more minutes, and then I'll get back to doing some more videos or some more writing. I haven't done any writing today. I come home this morning after dropping the girls off at school. Thought that's great. I'll be able to do a little bit of writing. I mean, I like cars. Okay, that's cool. What cars do you like? I like Jags and Minis. Lamborghinis are quite nice. Wouldn't say no to a Ferrari. So I can think of going now. Okay. They are fast. Yeah, definitely. Jags, they can be very fast. Ferraris, very, very, very fast. Lamborghinis, definitely almost as fast as a Ferrari. Or Porsche. Porsches are pretty fast. You like the new rules colour? Okay. Well, up at the top, that's what my doing the painting. That's what my daughter done for me for Father's Day a few years ago. It's supposed to be an old cat that we had, a little black and white cat called Patch, and he was a little absolute dream of a cat. He was perfect in every way. So, see if I can get to half an hour on YouTube and see if anyone can join me on YouTube. Doesn't look like it. 30 seconds to go. So yeah, sorry tonight's been a little bit of a mishmash and me rambling on, just chatting nonsense. As I say, I will be probably putting together a proper program of events. No, I'll be a bit more organised next week, and then we can chat movies in Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. What else is going to be happening next week? New Disney film, Disney Pixar film, Minds. Is that out? Is it Minds? So yeah, I'll just be chat a bit more about films and stuff next week. So thank you everyone for the likes. I like that. Add live goal. It can do. What else can we do? Whatever that is. So okay. Right, as I say, it's just really to touch base with everybody and to try and get YouTube sorted out, which I've done. So next week I'll be chatting movies in a proper fashion. It won't be so hickledy-pickledy, not so random. And if you want to join me live tomorrow on YouTube, I will be going live, and I'm carrying on the building of the Monkey King mech, which I'm looking forward to. I've had the set all year, and I've always wanted to do it on a live, so I shall be doing that. So I'll just end the live on YouTube. So thank you very much. On there, yeah, I'm going to